Hi guys, welcome to Wild Mapper. In this video, we'll look into a scenario where North Korea and South Korea go to war. North Korea, without declaring war, pushes into South Korea. They take the capital, Seoul, and push down using many biological warfare. North Korea accidentally strikes an American base, which causes America to start a full-out war with North Korea, with their biggest allies joining, which is France, Britain, who made the second forces, well, they call them the Allied forces. Well, many NATO people get involved, but some don't. Well, Article 5 hasn't been called, which it can be because North Korea attacked the US. Russia can't aid North Korea because, well, it's at war. Well, China, hearing this, declares war. American forces push North Korea back. Up. They take Seoul back. And Chinese forces come reinforce North Koreans, pushing them down the coast. It is at this time America calls on Japan to join the war, which Japan does without even thinking twice. And the fall of Korea starts, which falls. This is where America gets the first island chain involved, which is to blockade China's navy. Which right now, China is the superior force because, well, it's easier to move troops from China and make an amphibious landing in Taiwan than it is for America to bring troops from Europe. They push into Taiwan, they take the mountainous regions and whatnot. They push up, and then they take Taipei. China then launches a naval landing on Japan, which is pretty successful. Which is a successful landing, which goes well at first, but then American troops arrive in Japan, which kicks China out of Japan. Well, China calls on, well, Pakistan and some of China's main allies join the war, which include Myanmar, Cambodia, and Laos, which leads to Vietnam and Thailand joining the Americans. The northern part of Vietnam falls. Myanmar makes a push into Thailand. To connect forces up to make it easier, Vietnam and Thailand push into Cambodia. They take the coast of Cambodia and push up. Well, so far, this is how it got escalated. And it is at this time that Australia and New Zealand officially joined the war, which is not good. American forces started a counteroffensive into Southeast Asia, which pushed Myanmar back significantly, encircling a big chunk of Myanmar forces, which causes this. Because China is distracted. To heighten distractions, well, America lands in Taiwan. Well, this is assuming it can make it to here, because you never know. Countries might give up, because a lot of South Korean soldiers, I believe South Korean soldiers, if I'm not mistaken, are not vaccinated against bioagents, which unfortunately, well, there's loads of it in North Korea. India at this point joins the war, saying it is in its national securities after Pakistan has supposedly attacked the North, which some people don't believe, but then they do believe it when China and Pakistan run in. Russia tells China to pull out of India because India is Russia's ally. China refuses. And Russia says, fine, do what you want. I'm too busy with what I'm doing now to intervene. This might be the most unrealistic part, but Iran joins to help India against Pakistan. But doesn't join, it only joins to help India. So it's not on the side of the Americans. It's only helping India out. Because there's like trade. They trade oil. Lots of oil is traded between India and Iran. But they're not joining the war on their side. They're just joining against Pakistan. I don't know why they would want to fight Pakistan. Comment down below. Do you think Iran would help India? Or do you think they would go ahead and join the red team? India could shut off a lot of trade with them, which would be devastating. American troops arrive in India. Well, Pakistan agrees to sign peace with Iran, which Iran accepts. That was probably the most unrealistic part. Why would they be good with this land? Because, well, they don't like America. Which leads them to only fighting for short, just long enough to make it so India can quickly arrive. India makes it to Iran and trades more oil. Very smart. Pakistan losing the coast is devastating. They managed to push them back by the coast, but at the cost of the north, which India officially has secured Delhi. This wasn't supposed to be an India-Pakistan scenario. It was supposed to be a North and South Korea going to war. So let's go back to the main theater of this war. And let's go back to realism. Well, it is at this time America makes a landing in South Korea here. They push up the coast, push up to Seoul. They take the city of Seoul. A pro-American forces land here. Well, more nations start joining the war now on the side of America. South Korea is almost fully liberated. Germany and Benelux joins the war at this time, along with Spain. Italy joins the war at this time. Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Lithuania, Latvia. But many don't contribute that much. They just join the war. The Southeast Asia War in the Indochina theater. Vietnam starts pushing back. And as at this time, well, guess what shows up in northern Vietnam? What are those? You may ask. Guerrilla fighters. Which this severely weakens China. They push up, meet with those. These ones meet up with them. Well, Vietnam is kind of known for it. Vietnam's people, I guess, want to stay independent. They push China completely out. They push Laos. China's kicked out of Thailand. Thailand pushes up with American support. China diverts some attention to Myanmar, allowing India to push them back. Myanmar, at this time, surrenders, but it does nothing because China says, yo, no, you can't surrender, and occupies these lands. Making a puppet government. And that does nothing because Myanmar quickly falls. They avoid directly landing in China because America wants to avoid direct conflict as much as it can. Pakistan starts falling back. Is it true? Comment down below. Do you think it's possible Iran would fight at all to help the West? Or do you think even though it does have trade with India, it wouldn't really matter to it? Because they're fighting with America. Because I did say that is the heights of unrealism. It's at this time that separatists in Xinjiang and Tibet are funded by the Americans. Tibet declares independence in these territories. And at this time, Xinjiang declares independence. Xinjiang makes a small push into there. Mongolia, wanting Inner Mongolia, joins the war. Tibet pushes up into China. China has fallen into civil war. It's at this time that North Korea falls back. Well, since nukes would probably be used in this scenario, I don't want to use them because, well, if I use nukes, wouldn't I have the color of the full world gray because it would die? Push into China towards Beijing has started. A push in the Manchukuo is going really well. Which they push up. Many rebels rise up. Pretty shocking how many rebels rise up. Pro-Westerners are rising up everywhere. Well, Xinjiang and Tibet is unable to advance anymore. but the West pushes down to Beijing and takes the city. It's a strategical victory when they take Beijing. Morale is increased, even though that did kill 20,000 Americans. 20,000. Well, the American people are proud of what they have accomplished. There's ever a group of people who would never surrender. With the rebels, the Republic of China rebels rising up, they managed to push China back to a corner. And then they obliterate China. No, they don't obliterate it, but you get the message. Like, some decisions are a bit questionable, sketchy, not really American, but you get the draft. Tibet gained independence. Xinjiang got independence. Mongolia gets Inner Mongolia. The rebels take control of China, which are Taiwan rebels. Yunnan gets independence, which is good. Independent. And, well, Manchukuo agrees to give these lands to Korea because it's mostly Korean. This is a good job so far of this video. I hope so far you enjoy. The good news is this is just a scenario and most likely not going to happen. South Korea annexes North Korea. Germany annexes lands it used to have, which are here that used to be German. So Germany decides to annex it. Don't know what you think of that. Vietnam takes these lands. India takes these lands. And Thailand takes these lands. Along with these lands, which, if you ask me, is pretty great to take for Thailand. Considering, China's economy isn't crippled because it's a new government, which is pro-Western. And the people of China are free from oppression. But that depends. Their pride has been destroyed and, they lost lots of land. The people might be angry at this, outraged even. You never know. How would you like it if a bunch of land was taken from you? Almost 50% of your territory. I think, it would be harsh. Many countries ask, why did Germany get that? Well, because the main reason that area was taken was 100% German forces that took it. Japan buys some land specifically in this region. They buy. They annex this region. This is what the Republic of China looks like. They get Taiwan. The real victors in this world war were everyone's countries are crippled. Except America, which has the least damage. It's a good thing. In this scenario, we didn't use nuclear bombs, because we all know how that goes in war. Unless you want me to use nukes in videos, if you're okay with having 2-minute videos. YouTube Shorts idea. Just use a bunch of nukes. It's short. It ends the war in 5 days. Oh wait, it ends the world in 5 days. I hope we don't ever have a nuclear war or a nation that would use nukes. But personally, I don't think if China was backed into a corner, they would use nukes. Some other countries maybe, but we don't need to label them. Because that's just thoughts, not reality. Snap back to reality. Okay, what is it? And you like to snap back to reality. And how long did it take to erase islands? 5 hours later. No, it did not take 5 hours because I'm not going one dial at a time, but that would be something. Now the final treaty of the war, which is this one. India annexes all this land. And now I colored in the Caspian Sea. Actually worse. And I call this the Great. And now, thank you for viewing. I hope you enjoyed this video. And have a great day. Please like and subscribe. And this is it. Wild Mapper out.